Welcome to the new video on self-esteem. This video is about 11 incredible ways to boost your self-esteem. Self-esteem can play a very significant role in motivation and self-management. Having a healthy self-esteem will boost you throughout your life in colleges, universities, and workplace. A healthy self-esteem makes a person more confident, assertive, trustworthy person, independent, so on and so forth. And it will make him to recognize his strengths. Whereas a low self-esteem can have devastating effects on the personality. It will make a person lagging behind in schools, colleges, and universities. It will have many negative effects on his personality. Low self-esteem can create loneliness, depression, anxiety, and sometimes it will have a lot of negative personality. It also causes problems in the friendship with family and friends, and sometimes it creates a problem in the romantic relationship also. Sometimes people who are having low self-esteem are vulnerable to drug and alcohol. For that reason, one has to boost his self-esteem as soon as possible. First of all, let me give you a clear concept of what is self-esteem. Then I will move to 11 incredible ways to boost your self-esteem. The term self-esteem is used to describe a person's overall sense of self-worth or personal value. Self-esteem can involve a variety of beliefs about the self, such as the appraisal of one's own appearance, beliefs, emotions, and behavior. As per Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, self-esteem is one of the most important needs of human being. If you can see to this diagram, the first need is physiological needs, safety needs, social needs, and fourth one is esteem need, or sometimes we call it as a ego needs. What is this ego needs? This is the need for each and every person. It is something like self-respect, self-confidence, and inner and outer strength of an individual. All the teenagers need to develop self-respect, self-confidence, and inner and outer strength. Most of the teenagers keep them separated if their ego is hurt. Teenagers want to have a complete respect of an adult in the family. Parents need to support their personality development at this stage, showing more concern towards them by respecting their small achievements. That's why self-esteem is very much needed for the total personality development of a person. Number 11, practice living with a purpose. Living without a purpose is to live on the mercy of chance. If your purpose of life is like a train traveling without destinations and not collecting tickets, you will be always directionless. You should be proactive, not reactive. How you can develop a purpose in the life? Do not live with the hope or wish list that is unrealistic. Monitor your behavior to make sure you are living aligned with your values. Some of the examples of purpose of your life. My purpose in life is to empower myself and others. This could be the purpose of someone else. My purpose, number 2, my purpose in life is to educate myself and others. That could be the purpose of life. My purpose in life is to gain religious knowledge and make others religious. My purpose in life is to make positive connections with others and enjoy a positive life. Number 10, Develop a thinking model to support your purpose. Because what we think we are. First and foremost thing in self-esteem, you cannot live a positive life with negative mind. What is life? What is the purpose of life? Different people have different definition for life. For a pop singer, his life is to sing and dance and become a successful dancer in his life, or dancer or singer in his life. For a medic, to become a highly professional doctor. For a technical person, to become a highly successful engineer. Our lives are guided with thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and action. What we think determines what we believe. What we believe becomes what we feel. And the way we feel, we are going to act. Whether he is a religious leader, a lawyer, a criminal, a doctor, a teacher, or an engineer, or a manager, what he thinks he becomes. Here comes the need of developing a healthy self-esteem. That's why the healthy self-esteem starts with positive thinking. Number 9, how you can boost your self-esteem. Disapprove inner critics. What is this inner critics? Sometimes we used to feel ridiculous about ourselves. Feeling of ridiculous about yourself is something like inner critic. Another way to improve self-esteem, to begin the challenge that negative and critical message of your inner voice, such as instead of saying to yourself, oh, my presentation was nowhere good, I did all stupid things and messed up, you need to say to yourself, wow, some people liked it. Maybe it was not perfect, but I worked hard and that presentation and did a good job. I am proud of myself. This is what we call disapproving your inner critic. Another example, instead of saying, I got F or D in the class, I am such a stupid person, I stand nowhere else, you need to say, no doubt, I did poorly in this course, but now I have a better idea of how to prepare and what I need to work on. I have done fine in other tough courses. I am confident I can do this also. Another example of disapproving your inner critic, sometimes an inner voice catastrophizes. That means sometimes you used to make your inner critic a mole of a mountain. You know what do you mean by mole and mountain? A small tick on your face is called as a mole. This mole you consider like a big mountain. That means sometimes our inner negative voice catastrophizes. Most of the teenagers and adult boys and girls, when they are put down by their first friend, they give unnecessary importance to the boy and girl and his or her opinion. It leads to daydreaming, frustration, disappointment, fear phobia, depression, and whatnot. That doesn't mean no one does. Instead, the victim should understand that he is a nice person. He needs to believe in himself and confident that in time he will find someone who will be more interesting than the one gone. The boyfriend gone is gone, the girlfriend gone is gone. Don't need to worry. You will get hundreds of other boys and girls in your life. This way you have to disapprove your inner critic to boost your self-esteem. Otherwise you will be sick and sick and sick, and you will be prey to the high depression in life. Number 8, how to boost your self-esteem. Practice living with consciousness. Number 8, practice living with consciousness. To live consciously means to seek to be aware of everything that bears on our actions, purposes, values, and goals. That means we are solely responsible for our actions. These values and goals to the best of our ability, whatever that ability may be, and to have it in accordance with what we see and know. With some of the examples, you can evaluate whether you are living with consciousness or not. Sometimes we say, I know I should focus on my health, but not now, some other day. Sometimes we say to ourselves, I know I am cheating and lying. I will be good from next year. Sometimes our common dialogue, I know my English is poor. I am less than average. Now I don't have time to set things right. Sometimes we justify ourselves. I know I am not waking up for morning prayer. Let me start from next week. These procrastinations to be avoided and need to act proactively and swiftly. Instead of postponing everything tomorrow, we need to act it now. As the old saying goes, tomorrow never comes. Number 7, practice self-compassion. Practicing self-compassion means treating you with the same empathy you would show to others. If a friend or spouse, this is an example, if a friend or spouse were having a hard time, you would be likely to be extra caring and supportive to your friend and spouse. You need to deserve the same treatment. Whatever the treatment you are giving to your friend when he is in hard time, whatever the treatment you are giving to your spouse when she or he is hard time, same way you have to treat yourself. This is what we call practicing self-compassionate. How we practice this self-compassionate? This will also boost your self-esteem. Forgive yourself when you don't do all you hoped. Try to be gentle with yourself rather than critical of yourself when things don't go as you had hoped. You need to treat yourself with self-compassion. You need to treat yourself gentle if something goes wrong. Be mindful of your emotions. If you do feel upset about a situation, try to allow yourself to experience that emotions in a balanced way, without suppressing it or getting completely swept up in the feelings. When practicing mindfulness, try not to judge yourself for having negative emotions. If you can remember that emotions come and go and eventually pass, it will help you to not become overwhelmed by your feelings. You need to make up your mind. These emotions are day-to-day activities. These emotions are coming and going, coming and going. It is like an event that is passed by every day. You need to be very light about the emotions. Then you can practice self-compassion. In that way also you can boost your self-esteem. Recognize your humanness. As humans, we all make mistakes. Erring mistake is human. Everybody does mistakes. Accepting our humanness helps us to feel more connected to others rather than feeling we are enduring these types of experience all alone. Don't think you are the only guy you are doing these type of mistakes. People are doing mistakes and learning from the mistakes. You need to recognize your humanness. Number 6, how to boost your self-esteem. Practice self-acceptance. Sometimes we give undue negative importance to our own personality by saying, oh, I belong to a minority group. My body and facial look is very bad. Oh, I have this disease. I am not good in physical and mental abilities. Instead, you need to change your thinking. Need to recognize self-value, that you are alive and conscious. Everything that you have in you is you. It is important to not to disregard any parts of yourself. We should not compare with any individuals. You are the unique. Your uniqueness is more important. If you compare with so many people, you will not be happy and contented. We should not compare with someone else. You are who you are. Accept yourself the way you are at the given period of time. Think of millions of people in this universe who are mentally retarded, who are insane, who don't have mind to work, who have lost their limbs. We need to be thankful to God for whatever we have. This way, we have to practice self-acceptance that also boosts your self-esteem. Number 5, practice self-responsibility. What is this self-responsibility? How we practice this self-responsibility? Quite simply, self-responsibility means taking responsibility for aspects of your life that are within your control. You are responsible for the choices in your life, the direction you choose to travel, and way you think and feel. You need to take responsibilities for all your actions. Nothing else is to blame for your life. It is you. Nobody owns you the fulfillment of your wishes. Take responsibility for your thoughts, feelings, words, and action. Stop blaming. How we can practice self-responsibility? Stop blaming. Stop complaining. Live in the present moment. Feel calm and confident. This way you can practice self-responsibility. This also boosts your self-esteem. Number 4, develop self-assertiveness. What is this assertiveness? Assertiveness is the quality of being self-assured and confident without being aggressive. In the field of psychology and psychotherapy, it is a skill that can be learned and a mode of communication. Self-assertiveness, it is a mode of communication. It can be learned according to the psychologist and psychotherapist. Assertive people are good in understanding others and know how to put their problem in front of people in convincing manner, whether he is a manager, teacher, parents, spouses, etc. That is developing self-assertiveness. Honor your wants, your needs, your values, and express them in reality. Be who you are openly in every encounter. So this is practicing of a communication skill. Self-assertiveness is a type of communication skills when you are interacting with your manager, when you are interacting with your teachers, whenever interacting with your parents, spouses, you have certain needs. Those needs you need to be put in a manner so that they can understand properly. Another way of boosting your self-esteem. Number 3, practice personal integrity. First, you need to know what is personal integrity, then how we can practice it. Personal integrity, this means staying true to yourself. Stay conscious, stay connected, take responsibility, and do not escape into the mental asylum. It is connected to all the self-esteem ways boost your personality. This is the core of self-esteem. This is most important in boosting your self-esteem. You need to be truthful to yourself. You need to stay conscious. How we can do this? Fulfill your promises. You need to be serious. How we can do this? You need to be serious. Fulfill your promises. You need to be serious about promises. Promises are not there to break. When you make some promises, you have to follow the promises. Don't break your promises. If you break your promises, you yourself feel small in place of hundreds and thousands of millions of people. Don't break the promises. If you make the promises, you have to follow it. You have to make it practical. Keep appointments. I want to illustrate one of the example about how we keep appointments. I had a friend of mine. Whenever he used to have an appointment, first of all, he used to ask, "What is the time in your watch?" And he used to match my watch time with his own, not to miss a single minute. This way he used to maintain his appointment. But nowadays, people are giving appointments and forgetting. After forgetting, they used to say, "Oh, I gave you appointment. No matter, please come tomorrow," as there is no value for your friend. If you are not keeping your appointments, how you gain respect for yourself? You know, self-esteem is gaining respect for yourself. So if you keep appointments in a truthful manner, you will have respect in the society. For that reason, you can boost your self-esteem. Before you make a commitment, think twice. Don't make haphazard commitment, you will repent it. When you are making some commitment, an example of commitment, for example, you have made a promise for your friend. When he is asking 1000 real or dollar, you will say, "Okay, I will give you tomorrow. I will give you tomorrow." This is a commitment you made. And this is a haphazard commitment. This is not organized commitment. This commitment you did without thinking twice. Tomorrow, when he is approaching you, you are not available at home. Your phone is turned off. So you are not keeping your commitment. That's why before making commitment, think twice. Don't make haphazard commitment. Then you will repent it. If you are not following your commitment, you lose your respect. When you lose your respect, your self-esteem will go down. When your self-esteem will go down, your self-respect will go down. So this way, you will lose your respect. That is why another most important thing in boosting self-esteem is practice personal integrity. Get comfortable with saying no. It is referred to the commitment. Instead of telling, "I will give you tomorrow," you can say, "No, I don't have money." No need to worry. If you are not able to do something, be comfortable to say the first day no. Don't linger up for a longer period of time to save your face. This way also you can practice personal integrity. Polish your communication skill. Whether you are communicating with your friends or at home, try to be more civilized. This is another way to practice personal integrity. Consider the habits and skills you need to develop to enhance your integrity. You can add more habits to develop your personal integrity. Avoid people who lack integrity. As the old saying goes, one bad apple makes all apples bad. Avoid dishonest people. This way, you can boost your self-esteem by practicing personal integrity. Another most important thing you need to focus in to boost your self-esteem, develop positive attitude and positive thinking. The positive thinker sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. Whereas a negative thinking cultivates doubts, fears, and catastrophic events. Negative thinkers starts self-depreciating, Self-depreciating means what here? Self-depreciating is opposite of self-esteem, making yourself ridiculous. Negative thinker starts self-depreciating and letting mistakes to happen and leads towards failures. Remembering the worst and believing it may lead to disaster. Some of the methods to develop positive attitude and positive thinking towards life. Only use positive words when talking. Try to add more positive words in your day-to-day dictionary. Believe you will succeed. You need to believe that you will succeed in any matter what you think. Analyze what went wrong. Sometimes something is going wrong. You need to analyze it properly and set it right. Forgive yourself. As we discussed, be human to yourself. Learn from the past. Making mistakes and learning from the mistakes, this is also boost your self-esteem. Think of it as an opportunity. Be constructive. Always you need to be constructive. You should not be destructive in your thinking. Surround yourself with positive images and positive people. Appreciate your friends, co-workers for their work and contributions. Avoid negative co-workers. These are the methods you can develop positive attitude and positive thinking. Find someone to share your success. If you have some success, go to the restaurant and celebrate it. Maybe anything for that matter. Maybe you got A plus, A plus, A plus in 4 courses. Just go to the restaurant with 2, 3, 4, 5 friends and celebrate it. Find someone to share your success. Remind yourself of your blessings. We have a lot of blessings. We have to remind ourselves of our blessings and we need to be thankful to the God. Say thank you, I appreciate, well done to your friends, colleagues and family members. Always use these type of positive words. Get excited. If something you did well, get excited. Even at the dining table, if you got a good food in front of you, get it excited. It is a positive attitude for a moment. That will boost your personality also. That will boost your self-esteem. Find someone to laugh about. Don't let yourself quiet. Don't expect changes to be easy. These are the many methods through which you can develop positive attitude, because positive attitude is key to boost your self-esteem. Number 1, this is the last one, get help from others. This is the biggest mistake we are doing. We are not getting help from others. Getting help will boost your self-esteem. You don't think when you are getting help, you will become more small. You will have good relationship with all the people surrounded to you. It will help others also. It will help you also. In this way also, you can boost your self-esteem. Getting help from others is often the most important step a person can take to improve his or her self-esteem. But it can also be the most difficult. This is difficult for the people, but we need to practice of getting help. People with low self-esteem often don't ask for help because they have egoism. Some people have egoism, some people have super ego, they do not want to take help. Getting help is like a win-win situation. When you are rendering your help, the other day he will give you the help. There are many people who welcomes you to provide help if you ask. The thing is that you need to ask with sufficient reasons. Ask how you can do this. Ask for support from friends. Ask friends to tell you what they like about you or think you do well. Ask someone who cares about you. Ask for a hug. Ask someone who loves you to remind you that they do. It is just like developing your network of friends. Get help from teachers and other helpers. Go to the professors, advisors, tutors to ask for help in the classes if you need it. Remember, they are there to help you to learn. If you lack self-confidence in certain areas, take classes or try out new activities to increase your sense of competence. For example, takes a math class, join a dance club, take a swimming lesson, so on and so forth. This way you can boost your self-esteem. Talk to a therapist or counselor. People, those who have low self-esteem, people who have depression, low self-esteem, when a person is having low self-esteem, he will have depression. Depression is reasonable if a person who is 60 years old is having depression because he is getting retired from his what you call job. Some women, they have depression at the age of 40. Most of the women, they have depression at the age of 50, 60 because the people surrounded with those aged women 50, 60 years, people are not caring. That is why they have depression. What about you teenagers? You are not 60, you are not 50, you are at the age of 18, 19, 20, 25. If you have depression, there is something wrong. This is what we call low self-esteem. If some people have depression, go to the therapist, go to the counselor, go to the specialized doctor and talk to them one-to-one, face-to-face, and tell your problem and get the best of the best solution. Sometimes low self-esteem can feel so painful or difficult to overcome that the professional help of a therapist or counselor is very much needed. Talking to a counselor is a good way to explore these feelings and begin to improve your self-esteem. This is the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do like, subscribe and share with your friends. Good luck and have a nice day.